Well, hello there. Fancy seeing you here. Look what I've got for us in store today. Can you see that? Because I can't see it at all. Hold on. So you want to do your attendance. You want to... That's better. You want to do your attendance. You want to Zoom with Daniel. I wrote Zoom with Daniel for students who have not Zoomed with me yet. Please do that every couple of weeks. And today I'm going to set it up for people between 12 and 2. I would prefer to people who have not Zoomed with me yet. You know who you are. Just pop in and say hi. What's up, Daniel? 5 minutes. That's all I ask of your time. Read for 30 minutes. Read aloud The Hobbit. That's number 2 of our reading aloud options. We've got The Hobbit and we've got Where the Red Fern Grows. Those are both classics. I remember both those from my childhood like very vividly as good books. So they're both good. The Hobbit's longer, and it's more fantasy. Red Fern Grows is really interesting. There's some heavy elements to it, but it's a beautiful story. They're both great. My dad's reading those too. Vocabulary. There's a vocabulary on run-on sentences. Just do that assignment. You're going to watch the video, I think take the quiz. Run-on sentences are sentences that just keep on going. They run on for too long. They just keep going. Stop running. And that's something for you to be thinking about as you write your fiction, your short story this week and next week. Don't let your sentences just go on forever. If it seems like it just keeps going on, look back at it and think, you know what, I should add a period somewhere, make it into 2 shorter sentences. There's like nothing impressive about a sentence that just goes on forever and is hard to understand. Short sentences are okay. Find where it should be cut into and then put a period in it. Also, we're obviously working on our commas. So if you see a spot where you can add 2 thoughts into one sentence with a comma, we'll be talking about that later too. Probably tomorrow I might have a lesson on the fanboys, a little reminder about fanboys and Awubis commas. But there's no shame in a short sentence. Next up, there's something about adverbs and adjectives. That's where we did that on the whiteboard. Remember, we have like a boring sentence and we would stretch it out. So for instance, like if I said the man jumped out of the car, we could stretch it out with adjectives and say like the large man jumped out of the red car. And then with adverbs, those are those words that have ly at the end. We could say the incredibly large man jumped out of the, did I say fast car? So the amazingly or surprisingly fast car. Think of like an ly word you can add on to it. Okay, and then we've got, what's next? Because I can't even tell. Work on your fiction for 30 minutes. Just keep writing that book, you guys. Work on the fiction, your short story. Be using the fiction checklist. So just for like 30 minutes, they get on that. See if you can write 2 more paragraphs. Where's it going to go? I read all of the introductory paragraphs of those who finished. Some of you didn't finish yet. At least I didn't see it. It wasn't on your Google Classroom. But those who did, I really appreciate all of them. They're all great. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen in your stories because I just love seeing what comes out of your imagination. So yeah, just keep going. See if you can write 2 paragraphs today. And if you get inspired and just rolling, nobody's going to stop you. I mean, I'm not going to anyway. Math. Got your math class to check out. Art, music. I know you got art from Melissa's class. PE. You got that PE video. And I also shared the little, Jake shared something for you to document your progress on. It's like a Google sheet. And the wellness is, think about your posture. Especially when you're on the computer a lot. Like right now I'm on a laptop. That's why it's kind of like rumbling around. I had to move because of the glare of the sun. So that's why my video is kind of bogus today. I'm sorry about that. But it's kind of wobbly because it's on my knees. But I'm looking down at it. And I remember one time I have some jaw pain. Sometimes I have these jaw issues. And I saw a chiropractor, and she told me, one thing she told me was that your head is about the weight, it's about a gallon. It's like like those big gallons of milk in those plastic containers are the big ones. It's like you have this big old gallon of milk on your neck all the time, and that's a ton of weight. So if you have everything aligned properly with your spine and your shoulders, it's okay. You're fine. But once you start like slouching and letting your head lurch forward like that, it's like this gallon of milk that suddenly all that weight's on your neck. And your spine's going like this, and then your neck's like, and there's all this weight on your neck. And that's why people start having like pain because your body's not set up to do that for too long. So if you're like hunched over and looking down at your computer, that's really not good for your body and your neck, and that's gonna start affecting like just your breath and your whole body. So think about trying to be as straight as possible when you're seated. And is everything lined up? Like, are your shoulders back on or your backbone's back on your back? Is your shoulders straight? Is your head looking forward? So you might, if you have like one of those Chromebooks, you might need to put it up a little higher on a stack of books or something. Like if you can find like a big dictionary, put it up a little higher. So you can basically looking just straight forward. That's going to help your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your breathing, your whole body. I can't wait to hear you guys' stories. So keep writing. You guys are all such great writers and such great people. Keep rocking.